couple of months ago, you posted a video. Did this actually happen with you and your wife, or was this a theoretical example when you were in the
What?
club and somebody slapped your wife's ass? Was that an example, or it actually happened?
No, that was me making that didn't actually happen. That was me making a point that choices are the difference. Then if you make the right choices in life, you'll have a great life. And so one of the analogies I used is I was at a club and my wife was walking by and someone slapped her ass. And of course, if someone slaps your wife's ass at a club, we're going to have to do something, right? We're going to have to punch them in the mouth. We're going to have to defend her honor. We're going to have to get in a scuffle, right? And everyone says, yeah, because that's the norm. Like that's what everyone macho says you should do. When in reality, I said, what if you punched him in the mouth, he fell down, bumped his head and killed? What if he pulled out a knife and stabbed your ass? What if he was a freaking 10th degree black belt and had 5 friends and you got beat to death right there at the club? What if you went to jail over it? Who'd be patting her ass then?
You seem pretty risk averse. You seem pretty risk averse from what I hear about you, though. So it's like,
yeah, but that's where that came from. And then when my team put it out there on social media, it sounded like, I'm a little bit of a puss.
Where you sounded like such a puss, Brad.
Yeah, where you can just slap my girl's ass. But trust me,
that's totally what it sounded like.
If someone came up and said, realistically, what would I do? If you came up and disrespected my wife, me and you are fighting, even if I get beat up, even if I go to jail. I don't want to go.
Then why'd you say that though?
Because it doesn't make it right just because I would do it.
But you didn't say that. You made it sound
correct,
like
because
you made it sound like you would not have done it.
That's correct, dude, because I'm trying to make a point that you don't have to do it. And by the way, if you go look at it again, I didn't say what I did at all.
It was inferred.
I said what could have happened. I didn't say whether I hit the guy or whether I moved on. Okay. I made a joke when I said, when she said, he just hit me. And I said something like, let's get out of here or something. But number one, it was just an analogy, man.
Come on, sweetie. It's not worth it.
Editing put that shit together. But if reality happened and somebody came up and smacked my wife's ass, dude, I'm probably going to be in some sort of altercation.
Here's
I just said probably, and let me take that back. Dude, you disrespect me or my wife in that way in public or private or in any way, shape, or form, barring ridiculous circumstances, we would be fighting.
But it would be nice if you would have said that in the video.
No.
Everyone,
that only would have validated all the macho alphas.
But you're claiming to be one, so you're either
I'm
on
not
the other
claiming
side
to be any of those things.
Well, you're good. You're good with words, man. You're very
Dude,
very articulate.
I'm not claiming to be any of those things.
You're trying to be passive, but you got to choose either one.
No, I'm telling you that the right decision is fucking going to be based in the particular scenario that you're in. If the dude's sitting there and he is a murderer and he is a fucking thing, or you will hit him and kill him, the right move would not to do anything.
Yeah, but you don't.
And again, if you did that, using that same example, if someone smacked your wife's ass and so you punched them and they did fall and they did die and you are in jail for 13 years, you would have regretted punching them over an ass. Now, there's macho dudes that'll say, bullshit, fuck you, I'll kill them. Well, dude, that's just macho talking. That's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is stay out of prison. Okay, the right thing to do is don't kill somebody over that stupid shit. But I do get what your point is, and most guys are like this. Most guys will do something if you did that. And I think you should. I think you should get punched if you're smacking people's asses. So I'm on both sides of the fence. But in that particular video, I was at a speech and I was making a particular point, and the point was valid. Whether I do the same shit or not, it's a valid point. Like I can tell you, for example, don't blow your money. Well, wait a minute, Brad, you've blown your money. So fucking what? It doesn't make it wrong just because I've screwed up. The point is, don't blow your money. Well, wait a minute, you blow your money. Dude, I can still give good advice.
Right, but I think humans are very, in terms of, for instance, there were two commanders there were several commanders. My specific commander in my class, and everything was in Hebrew, so sometimes I have difficulty translating it. I had 10 guys per commander. Okay, my commander, whenever he told us to do something, he did it himself. There was another commander who used to tell us to do shit, and he wouldn't do it himself. So I think when people they give people shit when they give a certain advice and they don't do it. So I think the reason I listen to you so much is because you seem to be a person who does what you say. But
In most cases.
in terms of the ass slapping, it seemed from what I heard and from I think what most people heard that you felt it was a bad idea. Now I get you. The logical thing to do is probably not to get into a physical altercation because anything can happen. Then again, your wife may leave you or never want to sit on you because you were not willing to defend her and
You're a
protect her.
puss.
That's, I mean, and that's,
And
to
I
me,
could
bro,
also-
to
and I
me,
could
bro,
also-
I'd rather spend, hold on, I'd rather spend 2 months in jail. Honestly, if I knew my wife that I love would never have respect for me again because I didn't defend her. But in the event that I did punch the guy in the face and hurt him badly and cracked his head open, that I have to sit in for a little bit, but I know that she loves me, even though she might not have been happy that I did it, but she is happy I did it. I'd rather deal with that shit and know that when I get out of the cell, she will ride my
You're gonna be
dick
a
for
hero.
10 years straight. So, but dude, the reality is, man,
Hey, 2 months. Again, I would
2
agree.
months is a long time, but like,
It's all risk reward, dude.
but you never know, man. The likelihood of you killing a guy at a bar for punching him in the face, dude, very slim. Of course, you could
Google it.
land on a nail and all that. It's
Google
not
it.
high though. It's low, man. It's
I
very low.
agree. I agree, but you're not going to get me to disagree with what I said earlier because I still agree.
You're not wrong, but
If you're gonna end up killing somebody or getting major trouble, it's better not to do anything. It's better to walk away. That is the better thing to do. That is the right answer.
But what's
Now,
funny is you wouldn't even do it.
I would agree because again, but my advice would be, don't drink alcohol. My advice would be don't do drugs. My advice would be don't gamble. My advice would be don't blow money. I've done all those things. Doesn't mean me telling you not to do it isn't the right thing to tell you. What do I say? Somebody hits your wife's ass, punch that son of a bitch square in his nose. And then all of a sudden everyone goes out there, fuck yeah, and they start bunching people square in their nose and people die. Now, again, likelihood, you're right, of course, but I was making a point.
Yeah, slim likelihood though. But yeah,
It was making a point. Because again, dude, if me and the boys are out and about with our wives and some drunk came by and fucking smacked an ass, usually, there would be a fight. For sure.
There are men though that were like cheering you on, bro. In the comments, you're like, yes, because why? Because they would never fucking do it.
Well, because they're pussies. And they thought they
loved you for it, but they loved you for it. They were like, yes, he's defending us. And I'm like, shut the
dude, here's what's funny. All the fucking alpha dudes that would defend and have that kind of alpha, and I am an alpha, have that kind of alpha reaction. We're saying, fucking pussy, he don't know how to fight. That's because Brad doesn't want his ass kicked and shit like that. And then half of them were saying, yeah, fuck yeah, he's right. A lot of women were saying, fuck yeah, he's right. Very few women said, if my man didn't do anything, I'd leave him. Because quite frankly, if
women say shit all the time.
Listen to me. If my wife came up to me and said to me, Brad, you need to go to prison for 12 years to prove you love me, or we're getting divorced.
That is
I'd say, where do I sign?
Bro, that's a crazy extreme example.
That's what I was making. I was making an example.
But now, that's crazy. That's
if you take both of those audiences and you say, okay, where's the tough ones and the pussies, and you put them together, that's life, bro.
For sure. But also a lot of women are agreeing with you because at the end of the day, a lot of people are agreeing with you because they don't have their own opinions. Saying a lot of women are agreeing because of the fact that they honor, respect you. They think you're good looking, you're wealthy. So you can say pickles are green and people will be like, yeah, Brad.
Yeah, but pickles are green.
Well, they are fucking green. I was thinking they were purple in my head.
Well, there are some purple pickles because you can pickle an eggplant.
I meant to say people who say pickles are purple.
Dude, both sides are right, Raphael. Both sides are right. Like, dude,
call me Rafi, man, if you don't mind.
Ralphie?
Rafi, like Rafi. Without the L. Rafi,
yeah. Dude, Rafi, I'm telling you, both sides are right. Because you're right. Yeah, if it were my son or someone in my family and they didn't do something, I'd do something for them. But your wife, if you can't protect her or you're refusing to protect her so you don't get punched in the mouth, you are a pussy. Mm-hmm. Okay? You should be able to get punched in the mouth and be willing to get punched in the mouth and beat up, for the honor of your family and your wife. All of that they are correct. But on the other hand, all the, people that were saying, yeah, you're right. They are also correct, dude, because if the extreme happened, then you would be regretful for doing it. And that was the point I was making, which made my point perfectly. But when they chopped it up and put it out there, I saw a whole bunch of people saying puss and a whole bunch of people saying freaking excellent. Well, I already can picture who are those two different parties, and it's the dudes that basically, are either smart enough to realize or scared enough to get into a fight.
I think it's mostly this. It's mostly that they're scared, in my opinion, because
but dude, you push someone to that level. Like, I think people get new nerves. Like, again, like I'm not a tough guy. I don't walk around wanting to fight people. If someone wanted to fight me, I get the butterflies still. Mm-hmm. But if you came up and like grabbed my kid or smacked, anything like aggressive, like this type of thing, dude, it doesn't matter how big you were. I'm going to do something about it. I'm not just going to sit there and be like, honey, we should go.
Because that's totally what I thought. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, if there's 3 Russian guys in an alley and I know they have guns and I'm totally weaponless, then I'm going to get my wife and I out of there as fast as possible, because it's like my pride. It's going to eat at my pride.
Okay, now let's use that
but
as
I'm
an
going to get the
example.
hell out of there.
Yeah, but let's use that because that's a good one, Rafi. So now they got guns. They're in the alley. I don't know if Russians.
But that's if I know. That's if I know.
They're bad guys in an alley, 3 guns, and they slap your wife's ass, and all they're telling you is to get out of here. Are you going to go fight them?
No. But that's because I know I'm going to possibly die, and I'm not going to risk my meaning. If I know that my death is probably a good 50% chance they might shoot me in the head. That's very different than some drunk dude that slaps my wife's ass. I have to make an educated decision there.
True.
So of course, there's risk anyhow. There's still a major risk. Anything could happen. The guy in the bar might have a knife.
And what you're doing, dude, is you're making the point I was making when I made that video.
I get your point, and I hear your logic. At the same time, I'm going to take that risk 9 out of 10 times.
For the record, so will I.
That's all I'm saying. For
the record, we've said it straight on Rafi's podcast, folks.
There we go.
Bradley would not let it go. He would probably make the same mistake. We all would, all of us toughies, or honorable. I don't even think you need to be tough. You just need to have a little bit of a backbone. Because again, you should defend your wife's honor or girlfriend's honor or any person in your family. You should defend against physical harm, period. Like if I see your wife getting assaulted, Rafi, I would do something even if you didn't. And I would feel sorry for you because you didn't.
That would probably be one of the most pathetic things.
Yeah, but then again, you put him in an alley, Now I understand why Rafi didn't do anything. And guess what? I probably wouldn't have done anything either, which means exactly what you're saying.
But it would kill me, man. I'd be thinking about it for weeks, though. I'd be like, how do I find them? How do I do something without getting arrested for it? Where do they live? I'd be bugging out about it.
Dude, you know what you do? You get a bucket, like a pail of gasoline. You figure out wherever they're going to be because you can find them, and you step out a small pail of gas, and you step out of the bushes or wherever the hell you are, and they'll never be able to dodge a bucket of gas. And if you got buddies that are down with you, you can get 3 buckets of gas where you're going to soak them in gas here in about 5 seconds when they walk out that door. And you fucking go whoosh, and now they're doused in gas, and you got a motherfucking lighter in your hand. Now, you may not actually light it, because again, my advice would be don't go that far. But I'm telling you, can you imagine the shitting of the pants?
Yeah, the shitting of the pants, yeah.
Oh my God, dude, they would regret ever messing with you in that scenario. They would be like, oh my God, please do not like that.